welcome to Celebrity Chat and Things That Matter with Elijah, and that's me. I'm interviewing Michael Leavy. Am I saying that wrong?
No, you're saying it right.
All right. My first question is, can you tell us about your upcoming movie, Stream?
Sure. So after we shot Terrifier 2, the entire crew pretty much from Terrifier 2 went over to shoot Stream. Stream is another horror film. It's a more modern kind of horror film. It deals a lot with technology and the dark web and aspects of that in a horror world, because again, if you think about certain films that became well known, they always dealt with fears that everyone deals with, right? So you had Jaws, it made you afraid of a day at the beach. You had Nightmare on Elm Street, afraid of your dreams, Halloween, The Neighborhood, and Jason Voorhees, The Camp. So with Stream, it's like, what is everybody else doing that is unified and all can have the same kind of fear on it? It's this technology. We all use the phone. We all use the computer. We all use the internet. And also there's a lot of it that we don't know, right? It's like, I always say, it's the tip of the iceberg is what we know, and it's underneath is all that crazy stuff that can go on. So we kind of dive into all of those things in a fun way. Damien Leone, who obviously is the director of Terrifier and does the special effects with Phil Falcone, both of them do the effects on Stream, and we just keep it in-house and family. We had a great time, great cast. Jeffrey Combs, Danielle Harris, Dee Wallace, Tony Todd, Tim Reed, Mark Holton, Felissa Rose. I mean, we have a huge cast of really fun horror icons.
Yeah, that sounds like a very good movie. I gotta watch it when it comes out. Yeah.
Thank you.
My second question is, what made you decide to create Fuzz on the Lens production?
Always wanted to make films and make movies, and was doing it since I was a kid with my little brother. We used to steal my mom's camcorder and just run around. We didn't know how to edit because we didn't have computers really, so we would take my grandma's typewriter and write on a paper towel roll the credits and then scroll them filming it, so that's how we got the credits to roll.
Funny.
And then when I went to high school and college, got a little more serious with it, and the Fuzz on the Lens was an ongoing joke. There was actually a fuzz we thought on the lens, and we were recording it and saying, we can't shoot this as a fuzz, blowing in the mic, in the lens, and we couldn't get it off. We realized it was a smudge on the viewfinder on the opposite side. But it became an ongoing joke. Every time we were doing a scene, we would say, make sure for that fuzz on the lens, and when it came time to name the company, it just kind of made sense.
That's funny. My third question is, do you have a favorite movie and actor?
Yeah, I love all movies really, but if I was to pinpoint it, I love Back to the Future, the trilogy. That's a favorite of mine. I love My Cousin Vinny. I'm a big comedy guy. Obviously, I love horror, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Leprechaun, Stephen King's It.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite actors, if we're keeping it in the horror world, is Tim Curry, Robert Englund. Really, really enjoy their Christopher Lloyd. Really enjoy their performances. If we're going more, mainstream stuff, love Joe Pesci. Big Joe Pesci fan. Jim Carrey. So a lot of these people were influences of mine, growing up. Dick Van Dyke, and still follow their career all very closely.
Yeah. Do you have any funny or interesting stories of your time on behind-the-scenes stories?
Yeah, a lot of funny behind-the-scenes stories always happening. I mean, it's hard to pinpoint one exactly because I work with a great group of people. A lot of they're close friends now, pretty much family. So we're always laughing, always having a good time. We do late shoots. It gets delirious. So it's really hard to pinpoint one exact one. But I'll tell you, we are always constantly trying to make each other laugh, and if we didn't have that, it'd be brutal. It'd be miserable on set.
Yeah, if you can't laugh, it's not a good laugh.
It's not, especially since this is a hard job, and so if you're not having a good time at least, then what are we doing?
Right. What's your unusual talent that no one knows?
What is my unusual talent that no one knows? That's an interesting one. I'm double jointed in my arm. I could crack that in and out, pop my arm out of its socket. My wrist constantly cracks because I broke it. I don't know if that's a talent per se. I like to sing karaoke. A lot of people, I guess now that because of these conventions, they're getting to know that more and more. Have a little bit too many to drink, and then I start getting up on stage and singing. But it's more of a fun little hobby than it is a talent, I guess. But yeah, I like to sing, like to dance, like to have a good time.
Do you have a specific song on karaoke?
I do, and everyone's getting tired of it, so I need to start opening my palette and broadening my horizon. I always sang "Proud Mary," the Clearance Clearwater version, and And then after that, it's all shook up Elvis. I'm working on Everlasting Love now, so we'll see if I end up breaking that out anytime soon.
Who's the most interesting person you've ever met?
That's a tough one. The most interesting person, my grandfather. My grandfather, Nick Salvadeo, was a great man and somebody that I really idolized growing up, and was really, really smart. He was an architect, and everybody went to him for different laws and how to get things done zoning-wise and stuff. So he was somebody that I felt was really the most interesting person, because anything that he had done, I was very interested in and learning and seeing how he navigated. I got a lot of traits from him.
Nice. If you were a superhero, what powers would you have?
Always wanted to fly. I think that's cool. But I think two that nowadays would be cool is going invisible. I think is fun, where you can kind of like stealth in and out and navigate. But I think the number one would be, because I'm lazy sometimes, is sitting there and be able to bring things to me. Like just sit there and move stuff. Lights on, lights off. Oh, that's a great water. I want it. Matilda style.
Yeah, right. If you had 3 wishes, what would you wish for?
To have a role in Terrifier 3. World peace. Yeah, if I had 3 wishes, is to be healthy would be number one throughout my family and friends and all of us, to be healthy and happy and safe. To obviously be able to continue what I'm doing and make a living doing that, to where I can support myself and my family. That's 2. And to inspire people, for somebody to be inspired by what I do, and to get something out of it, to leave a legacy.
Right. And my final question is, what's your favorite sport?
Football, easy. Do
you have a favorite team?
I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. My uncle was on the Buccaneers. He was played the NFL 15 years.
Wow.
And I was a fan before Tom Brady came. I was very happy when he did to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So Tampa Bay, go Bucks.
Yeah. Well, thank you for letting me interview you, and I have a little...
Thank you for having me. I had a blast. I appreciate it. Thank you for wanting to interview me. Very nice. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Great job. I appreciate it. Thank you.